cult of HasanAbi.
Seems like Batman and I have nothing in common, but nothing could be further from the truth. There is one thing we share, and that is an obsession. Batman is obsessed with justice. I'm obsessed with goofiness. Wherever there is goofiness, I will be there. I'm drawn to it like flies to a porta potty. I can't help myself. If I was one of the founding fathers of the United States of America, the unalienable rights talked about in the Declaration of Independence would have referred to life, liberty, and the pursuit of goofiness. Now, why am I mentioning this? Well, because I have one hell of a story to share with you today that I'm sure all of you are already aware of because it's been memed to death. But I haven't talked about it. And you know what? That just doesn't sit right with me anymore. So let's talk about the massive police scandal that's gone on this week in Tennessee, where 5 officers were fired after it was revealed that it was basically just a fucking porno set at the department. It came out that at least 5 male officers were engaging in sexual relations with a female officer, whom is married, by the way. And they were sending dick pics, taint pics, butthole.
Okay, one of the best parts about this is, and I called this before the investigation was concluded or we knew anything about this. I told you it was like definitely a tiny fucking department. Okay? And it was. Turns out the Nashville suburb of Laverne has only 60 cops in the department, which means she fucked 1/10 of the department that we know of that came out. That's crazy. No wonder they gave her a community service medal, dude. That's wild. She fucked 10% of the department, dude. That's iconic. That's iconic. That's iconic.
Pics, whatever, all kinds of photos of their genitals, and having sex at the police station on duty, and having girls gone wild type parties. This sounds more like a frat house out of an American Pie movie than it does a department that's supposed to protect and serve the community. The only thing that was being protected was their penises. Maybe. They probably weren't even using condoms. No jimmies. It was probably raw dog. But what they were serving was spaghetti and meatballs. Hold the spaghetti. Just the meatballs. As they were clapping against the cheeks of Officer Megan, whom engaged in many sexual encounters at the department while having a husband. Obviously, that's a pretty...
She was protecting and serving, dude. She was serving cunt, okay? Like, literally. And also figuratively. But definitely literally as well. I respect it. I respect it so much.
A horrible thing to do. And it's also very weird that it went on for so long. Just a very weird...
It's just, she said, fuck the police. And by that, I mean literally. She said, I'm going to back the blue. And by that, I mean I'm going to back into the blue. I'm going to back that thing up, okay?
Situation overall. But before I get too deep, there's something else that I think's a little weird. And that's people who don't drink G Fuel. More specifically, they don't drink Divine Peach G Fuel. Beautiful energy drink. A new flavor called Flavor or Fuel product. Back to the topic here. This is a pretty fucked up situation. This is why you've probably been seeing her photo on every single meme or piece of content that refers even lightly to cheating. It's because of this story. There's a lot to unpack here, such as like hot tub parties, which a lot of sex, clearly. But one hotspot was actually at the police department's own gym, where a lot of oral sex seemed to be happening there. So I guess this gym membership came with a happy ending.
Shields told the city investigators that Hall performed oral sex on him in the police gym after initially having claimed, I've never had sex with Megan Hall. Bro, that's fire, dude. That is fire, okay? It's not fireable. I don't know why they fucking clapped their ass cheeks like this. I mean figuratively, because like they did clap her ass cheeks literally. It's crazy. She was just like sucking dudes off at the gym. Like, that's awesome. Good for her. More power to her. Powell was also initially denied having any sexual relationship with Hall. Powell also claimed that as the investigations progressed, he and Hall compared notes in a failed bid to keep their tryst a secret from investigators. Powell confirmed that he and Hall met at Planet Fitness. Powell confirmed they discussed the investigation, and Powell told Hall he denied all the allegations during his interview with HR.
It sounds like more dick was getting sucked at this gym than at the casting couch. Now, like most people with a soul, when I read this story, my heart broke for the husband in this situation because not only has he been getting cheated on for such a long time, he got cheated on to such a ridiculous degree that it cost his wife her job.
It turns out, isn't he staying with her too?
Which is obviously a big blow to the household income. But buckle your seatbelts because this is where the ride gets a little bumpy and very interesting. After all this news broke and the husband found out, he made a statement saying that he supports his wife and will stand by her as they work through this problem in their marriage.
Yeah, he's a cuck. He 100% is a cuckold, okay? And honestly, like, dude, what? Is it only fucking like, is it only supposed to be like fucking queer Zoomers that get to do this kind of weird kink shit, dude? Let the Tennessee man have his fun. Clearly, this is what he's into.
Marriage. I'm not here to opine on that. Whatever makes you happiest, I suppose, but goddamn. Fucking jinkies. Zoinks, Scoob.
His name is Jedediah. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, I just came a little bit. I'm sorry. I make this joke all the time. Jedediah is one of my favorite names. Like, I use it all the time as like a sentence modifier. And it turns out this fucking guy's name is actually Jedediah. Holy shit. Oh, that's so good. He's a Coffee County Sheriff's deputy who's the husband of former Laverne, Tennessee police officer Megan Hall. He used to be a park ranger. He has a master's degree. And he's definitely a cuckold, okay? This is so sad and horrible. Jedediah Hall was featured in a blog post by Tennessee State Parks. At the time, the blog described him as a park ranger for Bicentennial Capitol Mall State Park. The blog asked, what experiences inspired you to work with the Tennessee State Parks? I grew up in Chapel Hill, Tennessee, and spent my weekends and summers in the woods and on the riverbanks of Henry Horton State Park. Without much money to travel, Henry Horton became my family's go-to summer destination. Growing up on the trails and swimming in the river made me fall in love with our state parks. This guy just likes state parks and watching his wife get fucked by every cop that is on the payroll of the state, of the government. Okay? When I got older and began working on my master's degree at MTSU, I had the goal of being a teacher. However, the summer after my first year, I was hired by Henry Horton State Park as a seasonal interpretive recreator. That summer changed my life, and I decided to teach park visitors about Tennessee's history and natural resources. The blog quotes Jedediah Hall as saying his favorite thing about working for State Park is witnessing the look in the visitor's eye when they connect with our state's natural. I love this man. This guy. Technically, he's a cuck, so she's not even cheating on him. You know what I mean? According to Daily Mail, Jedediah Hall is now a deputy with the Coffee County Sheriff's Department in Tennessee. He was training for the Tennessee Highway Patrol, but decided to be a deputy instead after the scandal broke. I don't know how he's doing it. He's more of a man than I am, but he's trying to salvage his marriage. Coffee County Sheriff Chad Parton told Daily Mail, Chad, you keep your fucking dick away from my wife, okay? Chad is trying to get a piece. He's more of a man than I am. Yeah, I think this is literally he just doesn't care because he's into it. I've offered and extended to him any resource that he needs. And all he says is, Sheriff, I just want to work for the citizens of Coffee County, and I love what I'm doing. Parton told Daily Mail, I don't condone what went on at the Laverne Police Department, but he sure hasn't broken any laws. He's the victim here. There's not a blemish on his record. He's doing a phenomenal job, double phenomenal. You know he is piping the wife. Jedediah Hall was the son of a pastor and married Megan Hall in 2018. Jedediah Hall was not on board with his wife's behavior, the investigative report says. This guy has a Biggest Loser award. What the fuck? According to the Laverne investigative report, Megan Hall told one of the suspended officers, Patrick Maglioccio, you know, when you're Italian in a neighborhood like Laverne, Tennessee, I suspect you are like the most POC. You know what I mean? This is like she was looking for exotic dick. You know what I mean? Told Patrick Maglioccio that her husband really wasn't on board with her behavior. Maglioccio told investigators that he and his wife had an open marriage and Hall... Wait, what? Maglioccio had an open marriage? And he and his wife had an open marriage and Hall had asked him about doing things with Maglioccio and his wife. Bro, what are these guys doing? They're fucking and sucking, dude. That's what they're doing, okay? They are not stopping. They're fucking, they're sucking. There's no stopping anybody out here in Laverne. Holy shit, Coffee County. Just everybody's fucking. It describes how at one party, Hall and Magliocco's wife started kissing and Hall's husband came into the room and seemed upset. That's when Hall is accused of telling Maglioccio of Jedediah Hall. He really wasn't on board. Maglioccio admitted having sexual intercourse with Hall on numerous occasions, the report says, and told investigators Megan Hall asked them for money so she could get a hotel room with her husband without her husband knowing. One of the fired officers told investigators that he heard Hall and Maglioccio were in open marriages, the report says. Best town to rob a bank. Everyone's too horny to stop you. They just fuck you. You can just you can fuck your way out of that one. You know what I mean? You just get in on it. Megan thanked her amazing husband, praising his constant support when she became a police officer. Bro, what's wild about this is that, like, holy shit, she got a forehead on her. Jesus Christ. In a now deleted post on her Facebook page, Megan was a pharmacy tech at Walgreens before becoming a cop. I'm thankful for my family and my friends and my amazing husband for all their constant support. The report accused Megan Hall of having sexual activity while on duty, sexual harassment, conduct unbecoming of an officer, and lying during the course of the investigation. It also recommended the termination of Sergeant Ty McGowan, Sergeant Lewis Powell, Detective Seneca Shields, and Officer Juan Lugo. Bro, she took down like half the police force, including a detective. That's wild because, like, detectives are like tier 3 cops. You know what I mean? Highest tier police work. Obviously, a lot of them are still cops, so they're fucking dumb. But, like they are the guys that are, like, solving crimes. You know what I mean? Like, they are the people. So you would expect a detective to be a little bit smarter than that. She defunded the police herself. Yeah. I've heard of a police dog turning on an officer, but never a police pog. A police pog. Yeah, it's Pog Patrol, baby. Wow. There's just so many memes to be made out of this. I respect it so much. The report says the investigator recommended a suspension for officers Patrick Maglioccio, Larry Holiday, there's more, holy fuck, and Gavin Schoberl. According to USA Today, Mayor Jason Cole accepted those recommendations, calling the behavior unacceptable. They're cops, brother. They're not fucking getting fired. Imagine. That's the wildest part about this is that, like this is what cops get fired for. Meanwhile, they, like, you know, they just get desk duty for a little bit if they shoot someone and kill them. Like, police unions should be protecting you over shit like this as long as it's consensual, okay? And not when you murder someone. It's so wild to me. Coroner report, Megan Hall was accused of having sex with multiple officers on duty at hotels, at their houses. She was also accused of exchanging nude photos with multiple police officers. This is what back the blue means, yes.
I'm wishing their marriage the absolute best. I'm sure any day now she will be announcing her OnlyFans, and I'd wager a guess we might see some cameos, guest appearances from the old boys in blue down at the Tennessee police headquarters there that are now also out of a job. But anyway, yeah, just kind of wanted to go over this story a little bit because it doesn't get goofier than that. I've seen
The police union doesn't know how to handle the situation since this is the first time a woman has had consensual sex with on-duty cops. Yeah, literally. That's why they fired her. They were like, ah, does that happen?
a lot of people saying, you know, why should it matter if the department was fucking...
Someone please, what is a pog? Says Sankara Stan. Don't Google it. 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 If this person doesn't know what a pog is, don't tell him to Google it, you fucking weirdos. Like, don't do it on the family computer, Sankara Stan. Your chat is white as fuck, bro. I mean, this person's name is Sankara Stan, so I don't... It's like the one instance, I feel like, where you're... I think they're just nerdy. Usually I would say yes, my chat is very white. I don't know if this person is. Ay, ay, ay. It doesn't even have a bad meaning. Yeah, but it's a porn meaning. It means a fat ass white girl. It's a white girl with a fat ass. But with a PH.
each other at the headquarters. Sorry, I had to spit because it's such a stupid thing to think. I'll explain it to you. It's because you shouldn't be having sex at work. This doesn't apply to just something like the police department. This applies everywhere.
Okay, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. He's not wrong about this. But also, like, as far as what cops do, I feel like this is literally this is like the most ethical thing that they've done. They're having consensual sex.
If I found out my local subway workers were mashing pissers in the back, you know, getting the sloppy salami on the clock, I probably would stop going to that subway. I wouldn't really...
Dog, if you're going to Subway, I think, like, you know, cummies is the least worst thing that's going in your sandwich, okay?
Want to go to that spot anymore. It's just not an appropriate place, time or place, to be engaging in coitus. I think that should be pretty obvious. And if you'd still like to fight me on that point, can we at least agree that at the very least it's rude? I think it's just downright rude. Not only the cheating on your husband, that is... I dare say that's a little more than rude, but the fucking while at work, I mean, come on, please. Pardon my language, but you've got to be a real jerk, I said it, to be having sexual intercourse while on the clock. That's not okay, you know? I'll say it, all right? And I don't care who heard me say it. So clearly this situation's fucking wild. I'm also just straight up stunned and blown away by how quickly the officers were let go. Usually when there's any kind of scandal or controversy with police officers, they get a paid vacation for like 6 fucking months and then quietly come back. But in this case, since they fucking soiled the sacred ground of the police headquarters with DNA, fucking come all over the place. They had more DNA in the department's gym than they had in their evidence lockers, I imagine, with all the oral sex going on there. I guess that...
I'm not even kidding. If they fucked someone under detention, under detainment, they would literally not get fired. Like 100%. That's the wildest part about this, is that, like, I think it was the fact that it was a woman cop who was, like, seen as the main perpetrator, right? Rather than like a rapist male cop or whatever. And also the fact that, like, you know, they were just like doing consensual sex.
That was a line that was too far. So they cut them off quick. No paid vacations here. Though I do think a couple other officers were suspended. So there was a lot here. They cleaned house with this scandal. They've got a lot of vacancies now. I think they have 11 vacancies after all of this. So this became this like wild web, kind of like that SpongeBob episode where he keeps like peeling down wallpaper and there's more dirty diapers behind it and it just keeps going. That's what's happened here in this situation, but with sexual relations while at work that they just kept discovering more and more of. But yeah, anyway, just wanted to talk about this a little bit. That's about it. See ya.
They were fired because HR didn't get any action. Yeah, internal affairs was like, "Where's mine?" And they didn't get any. So, understandably so, this is how they reacted. All right, let's.